This podcast was written and created by Avi Melamed, Middle East intelligence analyst and founder of the Inside the Middle East Institute.
So Donald Trump recently suggested that Syria could basically just handle Hezbollah. And, welcome to today's deep dive. Our mission today is to methodically examine the geopolitical ripples of this exact idea based on our source article.
Right, and it's a fascinating starting point. We're looking at this observation by Syrian commentator Dr. Basel al-Hajjassim. He points out a theoretical convergence of U.S., Israeli, and Syrian interests regarding Hezbollah.
Yeah, on paper, it really looks like a perfect geopolitical chessboard.
Yeah.
Syria gets to gain U.S. favor, they reclaim their influence in Lebanon, all while containing an Iranian proxy.
Exactly. It's a very neat theory. But, the reality on the ground is completely different. Actually, moving those pieces is impossible.
Right, which brings us to the obstacles.
Yeah.
Why is making this move actually impossible?
Well, first off, just look at Syria's physical state. The country is completely devastated. And to even attempt this, Syrian President Ahmad al-Sharaa would have to dangerously mobilize jihadist elements.
Which is a huge risk.
A massive risk. He's trying to stabilize things. Plus, any Sunni Islamist force attacking Hezbollah wouldn't just be seen as a tactical strike, It would be viewed as a direct assault on Lebanon itself.
And I'd imagine Iran wouldn't just sit by and watch that happen.
Oh, absolutely not. Iran would inevitably intervene to protect its proxy. And then on the other side, you have Israel. They obviously want Hezbollah weakened, but they would never welcome a re-empowered Syria dominating Lebanon again.
Right, that makes total sense. But wait, if military action is basically a complete non-starter, why are all these prominent Arab commentators dedicating so much time to analyzing it?
That's the really strategic part. They're actually using this discussion to establish a unified regional consensus.
Yeah.
You have voices like Saudi columnist Khaled al-Malik and Egypt's Sameh Shaker.
Okay.
And they're all basically declaring this action strategically foolish. They're also highlighting that Turkey and Qatar would deeply oppose it. It's all about establishing a shared expectation that President al-Sharaa's true focus absolutely has to remain on internal stabilization.
Interesting. So, since war is totally off the table, how is President al-Sharaa actively navigating this controversy in the press? Because he just gave this really interesting interview.
You did, yeah.
He's out there advocating for political dialogue, and he even says he supports Lebanese Shiites. But then, in the very same breath, he bluntly states that Syria has a, quote, serious problem with Hezbollah.
Right, and to decode that, we bring in author Avi Melamed. Avi Melamed explains that Middle Eastern political discourse operates on these deeply nuanced levels.
Ah, okay.
According to Avi Melamed, al-Sharaa's words are actually a clear warning. He's signaling that Hezbollah's strategic environment has deteriorated. And, Syria clearly remembers Hezbollah's role in its own civil war.
Wow. And there's another really crucial insight from Avi Melamed here, right?
Yeah.
Which is that Syria doesn't actually need a war to apply pressure.
Exactly. They can just tighten border controls.
Right. Just shut down the smuggling routes.
Yeah. So without firing a single shot, they can disrupt those terrestrial supply lines. And looking at Avi Melamed's final assessment, Avi Melamed notes that al-Sharaa's calculated statements were almost certainly coordinated with Saudi Arabia and Turkey. This was a joint message.
So the bottom line here is that Syria isn't going to launch a military campaign, but the era of uncontested Iranian dominance in Lebanon is actively being challenged.
That is exactly it. The regional powers are squeezing them without traditional warfare.
Which is incredible. And it really leaves you with something to think about. If regional powers are shifting toward utilizing border economics and, political signaling rather than traditional warfare to squeeze these entrenched proxy militias, how might this non-kinetic playbook alter the way future conflicts are fought across the globe?
This podcast is made possible by supporters like you. ITME is an independent nonprofit institute committed to apolitical, intelligence-based Middle East education.
To learn more or to support our work, visit our website www.insidethemiddle-east.com.